Last Person Standing is a loop event. So it's 6.9 kilometres that you do on the hour every hour. And you keep doing that until the last person stands. It's more about the community than anything else. Like, you know, people think, oh, you've got to go push yourself and run 100 kilometres. No, it's not about that. It's about a family-friendly environment where you bring your kids, your family, you camp there. Yeah, so your kids might do a lap or two and then come back and play on their bikes and build bonfires and whatever. Like, it's about a community experience, but with the opportunity to push yourself against people that are of like mind. And the great thing is that all that money goes to the Leukemia Foundation, which I'm super pumped about. The community is the thing I love the most, and so that's the thing that I want to bring together. Apparently a lot of rain is no good for fires. 5:37 in the morning we start in an hour and a half, or just under. And it'd be fair to say that, well, not many people are around yet. But we're getting the coffees going and the fire going so that when they crawl their asses out of bed, that at least they're going to be a little bit warm.
And it's certainly shaping up to be a bit of a sogfest out there today.
Yes, yeah, the Central Coast has copped a large amount of rain over the last 2 days, or last 3 or 4 days. And we thought that we maybe had avoided it, but overnight we've copped it. So I think today's run might be a crossed event with a swimming race. You know what? The sadistic bastard in me goes, oh well, they'll be fine. Nothing like a bit of wet feet to make you want to quit. Quitter's Bell's just over there. So maybe they'll drive straight in park and go from the Quitter's Bell.
Boss, morning mate.
How you going?
I'm well mate, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm starting to perk up now. I've had about 600 mils of caffeine, or not, about a decent amount of caffeine, so I'm warming up. This guy, he's driving around.
That'll get you going. Cal's been out drying out the course with us this morning.
Passion bags and towels.
No, I'm excited. I haven't done an event like this, let alone something that's kind of homegrown, and it's turned into this big gathering. Like, there's people everywhere, so. I was mesmerized by your eyes. Keep me up every night. Keep me up every night. There ain't no satisfaction for me now. There ain't no satisfaction. I'm 36 and I'm a mum of 3 kids and a primary school teacher. I started running at 19 and I wanted to be able to run for half an hour. And it just sort of snowballed into 12Ks, half marathon, and it just sort of wasn't quite enough. So I thought, let's do 100K, and then it was the 100 mile, and now it's backyard ultras. I think just probably wanting to know how far I can go. It's never been enough. So once I've ticked one goal off, I just want to keep going, but it's not necessarily speed. I'm just really driven by kilometres. So I just want to be able to run as far as I can. And I don't think I've quite gotten there yet. My first impressions of the event were it was a really good vibe with the campfire. Everyone was out camping. It was definitely a much more interesting event to run than a big one. Everyone was happy to chat. It was made for very entertaining laps.
The Quitter's Bell is an acknowledgement that to the crowd that are gathered and to everyone around that you are therefore quitting the event.
Not this time.
Not yet. You haven't got it yet.
Go do it.
either you haven't made the lap in time to restart the next lap, or you're just cooked and you're doing it. But the bell is a sign of defeat, and only one person gets to ring or doesn't ring that bell. You know, they get to the spot where it's 2 people left, one person rings it, and the other person doesn't. So that's the acknowledgement of failure, which is kind of probably not the greatest inspiration to running. However, most people do it, one person doesn't.
Yeah, the Oxfam 100 was my introduction into long distance moving on your feet. The Oxfam trail is super undulating, just massive climbs, massive downs, massive climbs, massive downs. That constant impact, my right leg was cooked, but my left leg was copping it. And so 84 Ks in, I couldn't even picture walking another kilometre. And that was that, but I definitely got a lot out of that event. Yeah, got a hell of a lot out of that event, for sure. It freaking scared the shit out of me. What scared me was just the sheer idea of not knowing when this is all going to end. Before quitting, we'd been doing this fairly flat leg, but all these little logs were just like, you had to crawl over it, and I was taking forever. I was trying to be a tough dude to prove something to my brother-in-law, probably. I had to just mope over to the boys and just say, look, I literally can't. The relief was like 10 seconds of relief. And then I'm walking over to like this picnic rug that my partner, my wife now, had set up with just this whole spread of food. Yeah, I was like, dang it, maybe I can do this.
So in reflection, having gone through hard stuff again, or multiple times now, do you look back and think that maybe you could have finished it?
Okay, maybe if this event happened in the future, this exact situation, I would have finished it. It's 15 kilometres.
Get the right way.
The mud was a major issue. I said I had mud trauma after running through that for 15 hours or so. The mud was thick at the beginning. It rained for the whole day, so the puddles were quite deep towards the end of it. Very, very thick mud. So very little of it was runnable properly. So some sections the mud would have been calf deep. You didn't have an option to get around it any other way, and in one of the sections, I would say, you could have gone knee deep in the mud. So lap after that became pretty grueling.
The mud definitely really affected me in the last Backyard Ultra that we did. I think on a normal day, running a little bit of mud is okay, but by the time you've run 15 hours of mud that was at times that deep, I just found from maybe 50 kilometres, my knee was starting to get really, really sore. I think changing my gait to be able to move through the mud and balance didn't work very well for me. So I was getting a little bit concerned from about 50 Ks and had to whisper to my family, don't tell my partner, but my knee's sore. Can you guys strap it? Because it did cause me a lot of issues. And for quite a while after, for maybe a month or two, my knee was still sore. So in my last race, it took me 200 Ks for anything to get sore. So to be sore at 50 Ks was pretty concerning. And I was getting a little bit concerned that my partner might beat me because I'd gone there that day to say, I can definitely outrun you. So for a little while I was worried that maybe I wouldn't finish.
So we've just had someone come through a few minutes ago for the fastest lap on lap 4, 31 minutes, 31 seconds. So we've got 2 more laps to see if we can knock that off. I don't reckon anyone's beating that.
30:44. Yeah, better. Wow. Well, how much? No, he 30, 44. Oh, even better. Mate, crushed it.
Oh, man.
John.
Well, mate, congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks,
What a lap.
Yeah. Now to rest and recover. Go again. So,
Attaboy. Well done.
Now, thank you.
Well done.
How are we going, Sarah?
Good.
How is it out there?
Muddy.
Muddy?
Very muddy. Yes.
How you guys feeling? So we're, what are we, 8 loops in now?
Yep.
Is this the 8th one? This will be 8.
This is the 8th
We're
one.
battling it out.
Yep.
Link it out and see how we go.
Couple race.
Yeah.
Who will win?
Yeah.
So 53 in, mate.
Yeah.
How we feeling?
Getting a bit tight in the mid region.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the hips, you know. My feet feels like lead.
Mm-hmm.
Just constantly waterlogged.
Mm-hmm.
But energy-wise, I feel pretty good. I probably need to drink some more water or something.
Still running it out, you and Haz pulling it along together.
Yeah, we're still doing the basic routine of just squatting up, like walking up hills, and the rest is just super slow run, yeah.
Right.
2024, it's time to have a go at this format of event. They've gotten so popular and they look like a lot of fun. The whole camping, fires, just hanging out. I don't have a massive goal yet in my head. I think it'll most likely be kind of just bouncing off the people around me. So I have a couple of mates doing it. I'll try and bury them if I, well, it's just Harry really. He's like my best mate growing up, and if I could just give him hell, that'd be cool. I do think this event is particularly cool because of where you guys are coming from, building what you're building with such an epic backbone to it with the Leukemia Foundation, raising money for that. I'd be curious to know how that plays mentally into my game.
I would love to bring my children along to the event next time. I think I was really impressed by all the children out there running quite a few laps. I think Cal's daughter ran quite a few laps, and I think she kept saying, oh, this one might be my last one, but then she kept doing it. So I thought she was probably the standout of the day. We ran the furthest, but I was really impressed by the kids.
Did you have any time on trail with her or anything, or was it?
I didn't, but they were a bit of my fan club at the end of each loop. All the kids were sitting around me. That was pretty cool. They weren't very interested in my partner, but all the little girls were really interested in me. So I liked having a cheer squad. I like my last 2 backyard ultras. There's not that many women, and even the 100-mile races I've done, there've been very few women, and I really like that a woman can outlast the men. I think that's pretty good.
Can you introduce yourself for me?
I'm Ayla. I'm 12 years old and I like to run. It's been like a hobby of mine since I was, 5? Me and my dad and my brother sometimes used to go out into the bush and we'd all run together, and we get to the top, we look at the massive views off King Cumber Mountain. Well, at first it was just like to get out there with my dad, but then I fell in love with it. I want to push my body to as far as I can go. I wanted to see if I could do it because I saw all these adults doing it. I was like, I'll give it a go. My mom won't be happy to hear this, but in the beginning I actually wasn't meant to do the run because I was sick with whooping cough when I did the run, and I woke up in the morning and my mom was like, no, you're not running, you were coughing all night. And I said, no, I'm running. And she was like, no, you're not. And then she went back to sleep, and I snuck into the car and put on my running clothes and left before she woke up. And by the time she'd woken up, I was already halfway in my second lap. It was hard, but at the start I was trying to dodge all the puddles and keep my new shoes clean. But then it just got to a point where you didn't really care and you're just stopping and all the puddles getting saturated. I was aiming for a half marathon, which is 3 laps, but halfway I decided I might just like go all the way and try to do another lap. So I did.
Tell us about the moment you'd finished the 3rd lap and you decided to try for the 4th lap.
I was pretty tired and I didn't have a lot of energy, but I was just like, what's the worst that could happen?
I want to show you a video of yourself, and I want you to talk about that moment.
How'd you go?
Good.
Yeah. How far did you just run?
26 kilometers.
That's a PB by like 12 kilometers. You had enough now?
I think so.
I don't think so. Proud of you, sweetheart. Give me a wink.
I was exhausted.
Yeah.
Like after that, I couldn't walk. I just sit in the chair for the rest of the day and the day after. But I was pretty happy with myself. There was this one woman, I can't really remember her name. Sarah, that was her name. She inspired me like so much. She was incredible. And watching her run was just like, she was like my idol during the race.
Do you have any future goals for your running?
I want to do the Great North Walk like my dad.
Really? Say more about that.
When I saw him in the movie, I've seen the movie, and he said, for those who can't, and I think that's really cool and inspiring that he does that, even though it's not his family. He cares about these people and he's seeing what like they're suffering. I think that's really special, and I want to do that too.
Cool. Well, I can't wait to make a movie about it.
Well, that's a bit of a flex.
Oh, moly.
Just drinking beers on.
It's just ridiculous what people will get up to in group settings. If I'd have known it was going to be Mudfest for 80 odd kilometres, I probably wouldn't have even got out of bed. I think I'm just stoked that at some point we kind of transitioned into this whole other type of race, which was the mud race. And it wasn't going to be a miler. It just turned into the tactics of mud warfare, and like, let's stick together.
What a weird day this is for me and Jeff. This is the only race where we could ever run together.
You just mentioned that it's an interesting day for you and Jeff.
Yeah.
Have you been hanging out? Have you spent time out there? Are you running the laps together, or you split up and you just disappeared?
No, we've been split up for that.
Yeah. And Jeff's still kicking along, even after his burial lap.
Yeah, no, I think it's all good so far.
Yeah.
The night might sort some people out, so that's probably me.
Jeff's coming in behind me because he knows he's fast, so he feels no stress. Whereas I'm so slow, I don't feel as relaxed with the timing of the laps. So
Sure.
that's my issue.
These events always start out so cheery and everyone's kind of just catching up. Like, you haven't seen Nathaniel in 9 months, yarning with him for the first couple of laps. By the time night came, I think someone was like, it's every man for himself. And then before you know it, like, it's a lap and I'm waking up with a beer in my hand kind of thing.
Be on the M1.
All right, Lawes, how was that last one, mate?
A lot of slippage going on, just constant, just like doing these ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running faster downhill than I have all day. Hey, just sliding downhill.
Yeah.
You're just gonna send it downhill and you're sliding all over the joints.
You were feeling pretty over it at the start of the last lap. How was it?
I told myself that whole lap I was gonna pull out.
Yep. And you're ready to go again?
I wouldn't say ready to go again, but I'm gonna go again.
How is it out there, Sarah?
Muddy.
Muddy?
So muddy, and we got lost. All of it.
Did you?
All of it in one big line.
Whereabouts?
Just over there.
Okay, so we're back out for another loop.
Yes. Of course. I'm just worried about going too slow.
Yeah, look. You say that was your slowest loop, but you're still sitting here with a good 10 minutes.
Plenty of time for a bite to eat and a bit of a rest.
Get tired.
I'm looking forward to finding out.
I'm gonna make you love me.
Loss.
How's them ginormous quads?
I didn't get too sore out there. I was surprised. No cramps. I feel like these quads actually did their job for once. But I've stuck together pretty well. But then I don't know why I tapped, so...
So what ended up happening between you and Harry?
Well, what I should have done is gone on for one more. It wouldn't be classed as burying, but I would have at least beat him. But technically we both rung the bell on the same round.
So why'd you ring the bell?
Couldn't stand the thought of another foot in a puddle. I think that's the pointy end of it. Another puddle. Is that a good answer?
Well,
It might be the name of the documentary.
The puddle.
Another puddle.
another puddle.
Puddle.
Plus the two people that were left, Jeff and Sarah, it's just not even worth going up against those guys.
No, I wouldn't let her win. She would win.
Once she puts her mind to it, she could do anything if she puts her mind to it.
That's related.
If it was a stranger, it would be different, but we're the last two. I'm happy with that.
Don't look at each other like that. Don't look at each other.
Both want to go home and have a shower.
How'd you guys meet on a run like this? Or?
It's only 100
How do you
k.
say that? How we met? DW?
Yeah. Tinder.
All right. 2 minutes.
Yeah, what do we do? I think
If you do one more and get 100, what we will do?
let me win.
No, it's not let you win. It's just that I'm pretty poor. I'm just falling over.
No.
When you pull out then.
Why not? No.
Oh, here we go.
No.
Are you ring the bell then?
Change your gloves. You're all right. Yeah. Can you take anything like up? You all right?
Right? Go.
Oh yeah!
Let's go!
I think we'd gone in it to beat each other. We wanted to show each other we could outrun one another. But I think by the time everyone else had dropped off, we ran 2 laps, just us. We spent the first lap solo probably trying to say, what are we going to do? This will go all night. Wanting to beat each other, but I think by the time it gets down to the final 2 and you're a couple, probably the drive to keep going does diminish. So I think we were happy to share the win. But it took a while for us to figure out what to do.
Okay.
So 2 laps, so that was 2 hours of deliberating, what do we do? Until I said, let's just ring the bell together and yeah, we'll have a joint win.
So you guys kind of Hunger Gamed it. Are you
A
familiar
little
with
bit,
that?
yeah, a little bit, but I definitely would have beaten him.
Yeah, let's give him some juice, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah!
I'm gonna make you love me. Come high water up, bring your blue skies down. Come high water up, kiss you and make no sound. Come high water up.
What did you think when you heard or when you saw that Sarah won the event, even though she was one of 4 girls in an event with 30 to 35 other men?
I was so proud of it. It just made me feel a bit more like confident in running, because my brother is 10, and he's faster than me or stronger than me. It just felt good to know that, like, it doesn't matter if you're a girl, you can do whatever, like, you can reach those goals. Even if you're a girl, you can beat like all those people, and I felt really inspired.
Yeah, that's awesome. I interviewed her the other day, and she was saying
Oh, really?
the similar thing. Yeah, she said that she was inspired by you and seeing you out there running at such a young age, and that's really cool that you guys kind of had that with each other.
Yeah.